PS Best Friends is supported by Patreon. This podcast is and always will be free. However, you can help us keep the lights on and the mics lit by throwing us any number of bucks at patreon.com/psbestfriends. Additionally, backing us for the $2 or more tier gets you a shout out on the show, as well as access to our exclusive Patreon feed. Please head to patreon.com/psbestfriends and become an even bigger part of our community. Hello and welcome to PS Best Friends, episode 53 for the week of May 22nd, 2018. As always, we are the PlayStation podcast by the community, for the community. We come to you each and every Tuesday to give you the rundown on all the latest PlayStation news you could possibly need. This week we got a lot to talk about, ranging from crazy announcements and reveals to potential delays and an unfortunate studio closure. As always, I'm your host, Anthony Palm. Of course, we couldn't give you all the weekly goods without Chicago's prodigal son, Miguel Alvarez.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing today?
Hanging in there. And the other one with us today, as always, the Brooklyn bad boy, Jeffrey Mizrahi.
What up, what up, what up?
So we got a lot to talk about today. Do you guys want to talk about anything we've been playing real quick? Because we are going to have a long show.
Yeah, so update, funny, really a year after, if you're a episode 1 listener, you remember my PS4 troubles. Pretty much to summarize it, PS4 hard drive died this week. I just turned it on.
That was the one, the extra that you bought, right? That you put in there, not the original one.
Yeah, 2 terabyte into the slim. I did a Patreon video, so if you want to check that out, patreon.com/psbestfriends. Just like a post-mortem, like my thoughts, my feelings on losing all that. You know, yeah, just a mopey post-mortem on that. So I lost PT.
Hey, at least is the hard drive, not the actual PS4.
Yeah. And if you remember the beeping issues I had way back when, those are gone now. So I think that was just an issue
the hard drive then,
with some data 3, dude, on the hard drive.
Yeah. Remember, you thought it was your console because you couldn't play Black Ops 3, but it was actually Black Ops 3.
Because I tried different discs of Black Ops, and then I even deleted Black Ops, and it must have been that there was some like remaining data.
There was some corruption on.
Yeah, there was some corruption thing that never went away, and then so when I turned it on, I was like, you need to read.
PT had a death clock.
Yeah, pretty much. Because it would beep like at least once a PlayStation.
PT eventually was gonna go.
So you've been playing a lot of Black Ops now because you're able to play it.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to play even
because it's one of his 2 games that he downloaded.
Yeah, right. Even other games. That's the thing. Also, I only now have like select games downloaded. Because, I'm not going to re-download every game on my system.
Can. See, I'm mental like that. I would have to download everything again. I'm just an asshole like that.
The thing is, I realized I don't play that many games. Like, I play, this week, I guess,
there's a selection.
I've been playing, Destiny, Fortnite, and Black Ops 3 are, like, really my main 3.
And H1Z1 this Tuesday, right?
What?
Right? H1Z1 this Tuesday? That's going to be another,
Hopefully, if it's not broken.
We'll definitely give that
It was looking good.
Yeah, dude, but servers, so you gotta watch out for the servers.
It's a good point.
Especially the first week.
But, yeah. And I mean, I downloaded now Rayman, because I'm like, I'm
Rayman?
playing too much.
What's Rayman?
Rayman Legends.
Oh, Rayman. Okay.
Rayman, yeah. I have not got to that.
I'm not even making fun of you. I just legitimately didn't know what Rayman was.
Not Rayman. But yeah, classic Destiny been playing. What about you guys? What you guys been up to?
So I discovered that my iMac in boot camp now can play PUBG just fine. Apparently, since it's 1.0 release, it's actually been optimized for my computer, so it's actually functional now. So I've been playing that a little bit. Played that with Miguel, and we played yesterday with you and my friend Mike. So I'm probably going to start playing that a lot more now on PC because the Xbox version,
hopefully it's
okay, but it's not the preferred way to play, definitely. And then
Such a
What is it?
tense
I beat
game
something
compared to Fortnite, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Fortnite, you're
listening to
jumping around,
me, it's
building.
it's worth playing with Miguel, or at least being in the Discord with him doing solo, just to hear him go off, because it's like he gets so excited, and like last night he kept being like, "Get shit on," and then like a second later he'd be like, "Dude, I'm shaking." So it was funny. And then I beat Hugh on
times.
Vita. It's cross-buy, cross-play
Nice,
with
nice.
Vita. It's
that was a plus
it was
game
a plus
couple
plus
months
game,
ago.
yeah, it was a plus game. So I beat that. It was actually a very satisfying game to beat. The puzzles in it were very satisfying. They weren't too hard, but they were just hard enough where when you figure it out, you're like, oh man, I feel good. So enjoying that.
Length of that game?
Less than 10 hours, I want to say.
Okay.
I don't have an exact like
8
length
10
for you,
hours,
but
probably.
yeah, maybe even a little
Probably.
less than that, depending on how good you are at the puzzles. But it's a good length. It's short enough where it doesn't it does not say it's welcome, but it's long
free
enough
game,
where you
isn't
feel
it?
satisfied at the end. It was a plus game,
Wasn't it?
So if you
okay, so
if you added it, you have it. It's on PS4 as well, and it's cross save too. So beat that, and then I've been trying to jump back into Stardew Valley on Switch, and I'm really enjoying it. I had to start a new farm though because
they're
I
adding
fucked everything up in the
multiplayer
beginning.
to that game, right?
Yeah, so multiplayer is live in beta on Steam right now, and then they're adding it to Switch first for multiplayer, and then they're adding it to
we can play
PS4
some.
and Xbox One.
Nice.
So I am thinking about buying it on PS4/Vita because it's gonna be cross-buy. We'll get to that in the doc or in the drop because I'm an asshole. But you can have, I think, up to
Why?
4 people on one farm.
Wait.
You're saying
Why
you would
are
play it
an
on Vita
asshole?
because you want the trophies.
Well, it's the trophies, and it's the fact that it's like so much more portable than the Switch because it fits in my pocket.
'Cause it's
whereas
smaller,
the Switch
yeah.
doesn't. Yeah, the Switch doesn't fit in my pocket. Like if I'm
Yeah.
going to like someone's house, like it's easy enough to bring the Switch. But if I'm
It's-
like in the car or something, the Vita is so
It's
much
funny
more
to me
portable.
that people say that the Swiss is portable, but it's like either you have to have like a backpack or something to carry it because you can't just hold the fucking thing.
That was
I
the
got
thing.
a case for it.
That was the thing with the 3DS XL also. When I got that, it's like, ooh, this is not really that portable anymore. Like that's a big system.
But the
you know?
3DS XL is still more portable than the Switch.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Switch, yeah, I'm saying. But from
but
the
the
3DS
Vita, the
regular.
Slim Vita is just it fits in my pocket so perfectly, and I bring that thing everywhere I go. And the fact that I don't know if it's cross save with PS4 Stardew Valley. That's the thing that I think might make it or break it for me. If it's cross save, then I might pick it up. If it's
Well, you
not
said
cross
you
save,
so you could bring when you come home, you could play like you're not
well,
worried
like, so
about
if
starting
one
a
of
new
you
farm
guys
right now.
does get it, I
Uh-huh.
can play with one of you guys. You know what I mean? So.
But yeah, Miguel, you got anything?
Not really. I didn't play much this week other than a little bit of
Titanfall 2 the other day.
some Titanfall 2, Black Ops, just a little bit. Not I didn't spend too much time playing this week. I did get a State of Decay 2,
Okay.
and I told you guys about on the group message that I put the disc on the Xbox, and I was expecting the thing to actually install and do the updates. So I left it on there for a bit. I walked out. I came back just ready to play. I sat down. I pressed it, and it's like, "Oh, you need to install in the disc and do the update." I'm like, "What the fuck, man?"
That doesn't sound
I'm
right
like,
to me.
really?
Because
I'm like,
anytime I've
really?
put a disc into my Xbox, it installs automatically. So it might be a setting or something you have.
I mean, it has worked before, so I don't know why it didn't work this time around. I don't know.
Yeah,
I was
don't know.
pissed. I was like, "Fuck
So
this
you got
system."
the Ultimate Edition that came with State of Decay 1 as well?
Yeah, I have a certificate on Best Buy, and I got it. It was like $20 for the game, the
not
Ultimate
bad.
Edition, and I
not
got
bad at
a
all.
fucking watch.
I was thinking about buying it, but I just don't know
real
how long
cheap.
I'm going to play it, so I didn't know if I wanted to actually buy
For
it.
you, probably I'll tell you
So
to
I'll
wait
probably
because
wait.
you don't.
At this
you
point,
didn't
because it's
seem-
Sunday, I'll just wait until Tuesday. Because you
Yeah.
got the early access if you bought the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
I'll just wait until Tuesday and use my Game Pass trial.
Yeah.
And if I like it that much, then I'll go buy it with the Best Buy GCU, which is
Exactly.
another bit
Oh.
of news that we'll get to later on as well.
One more thing that I've been playing a lot that I forgot that I actually played a lot of it. NBA Live 18. So good, dude. It's better than 2K.
You might be the only one.
Just
that
because of the
says that,
playoffs, dude. I got that itch, like to play the.
Well, that's like I've been wanting to play WWE 2K just because like Tay and I were driving
I think
home
it's so bad,
from
though.
Whole Foods yesterday. I know it's bad, but I just want to play a wrestling game. I actually downloaded because it was at Games with Gold a couple years ago, 2K16 on Xbox.
That one's
and I-
better than this one.
Well, I downloaded it, so but I don't know if it has all the wrestlers I want to play as. Like I don't know if like I'm sure Seth is there. I don't know if Finn's in it though.
Go in there and download them. It's that easy.
That's a
People
good point.
create
So
them
maybe
and
I'll
just
mess around with that. But like Tay and I were driving home from Whole Foods yesterday, And I was looking through my Apple Music, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot I added all these like WWE theme songs to my Apple Music. And she's like, put my boy on. So we put Finn Balor's theme on. And then I was like, yeah, but I got to put my boy on. And then I put Braun Strowman's theme on. And I almost broke my windows.
If those weren't so like license heavy, those would be like surefire games that like THQ Nordic would be bringing back right now. Like the older wrestling games.
Yeah,
especially
I'm sure,
the SmackDown Sergio Mato.
THQ Nordic's probably pissed that they probably can't get it back.
Yeah, because
What are you gonna do? 2K ruined it. I think the THQ ones were so good.
I mean, they're going in a different path, which people are still buying it. So I mean, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing.
But it is not time to play any terrible current WWE games.
No, it's not.
Because it is time for the Island Report.
There'll be some news.
There are 11 items on the list.
Oh, I kept this, huh?
First up from IGN staff, we got Call of Duty Black Ops 4 community reveal. So, if you weren't watching this happened on Thursday, and pretty much here's the rundown on information. Still coming out October 12th. It's going to have, so they start off focusing on multiplayer, more focus on specialists, and everyone having, all the specialists having their unique playstyles, and equipment and stuff like that. Guns have like unique attachments, each specific gun, and then they moved on to the zombie mode. 3 full-fledged maps day one on disc, and then they showed off the Battle Royale Blackout mode, which is Battle Royale with a little Call of Duty spin, and then they ended off saying there's not going to be a traditional multiplayer. So that's the overview of all the details. I guess let's just jump into each one. Yeah, so let's go. Let's start off multiplayer.
Okay, I love before you start. I love anytime I write anything in the chat, you could hear when Jeffrey is reading it. And
well,
it totally derails him, and he's like,
crucial or not.
And
okay, first of all,
end the show.
First of all, before we get into this, PlayStation's gonna have the exclusive DLC. If it is gonna be any DLC for the game, we'll get into the rumors.
There's gonna be DLC for the game.
But they're gonna have it first.
What it is.
Like, the first month. And
I mean, it could be though. It could be like Fortnite, where it's just like, oh, they have an extra skin, like the PlayStation Plus skin or something like that. We don't know.
The game's gonna have
some rumors we can talk about
DLC
in a little bit.
So we'll. Yeah. Let's go into Let's start with what?
Let's start with multiplayer. Yeah. Oh, no campaign.
No campaign. That's really quick because. They said it. There's not going to be any campaign. The campaign is going to be in the multiplayer.
No traditional campaign. No traditional campaign.
The multiplayer is going to have... the specialists are going to have like a little side missions. Or just a mission.
Yeah, I didn't really understand what that is. Is that going to be PvE? Like versus...
I don't know, dude. I feel it's like going to be like an area and there's going to be like that cinematic for the intro. For the specialist, and there's probably gonna be like, oh, here's a mission to do. You do a mission, and that's it. That's what I expect.
Yeah, I wonder if it's gonna be kind of like in Rainbow Six Siege. There's your intro, single player. Yeah, there's like
and that's it.
Do you play?
I could see that and a mission, and that's it.
Yeah, because in Siege, the single player missions was each one dedicated around a specific operator, or could you pick any operator?
Just you could pick. There's like in some of them you only had like 3 or 4 or
okay. So with this, I could see it being like each mission is specific to the specialist, but in the style of those single player kind of offline missions. Siege.
But I mean, it also could be some multiplayer like story thing, like what they've done with World War II and Infinite Warfare with the like divisions. Like Infinite Warfare, you select like
I don't see that.
Like a mission team or whatever it was, and it would be pretty much like you get unique rewards for that, and it has some loose narrative.
The only mission team was on Infinite Warfare. The World War II didn't have that.
World War II had the divisions though, and they all had like little intro videos.
That's classes, dude. That's more classes than.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, that's more like create your class thing instead of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, because Infinite Warfare did have the little mini cutscenes you're talking about too. I forgot about
when
that.
You'd select a
like the first time
rig or whatever they were called. So that's interesting because I was just playing. So their focus Treyarch here is like we're gonna focus on what we've seen community and players have been doing. So it's not a surprise.
So let's copy and paste Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch. What
It
else
does
do we
seem
have
a
in
little
here?
bit of a fusion of Siege and Overwatch.
And
Which I'm actually kind of...
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm excited
now.
for it.
I want to see how long it lasts. I want to see... What I'm worried about is that the TDM modes. That's what I need to see.
Okay.
Those
here.
need to be just fuck
Here,
your specialist play as,
multiplayer.
play normal.
The game's gonna be boots on the ground.
Yeah.
Other than it's funny how they say, "Oh, it's gonna be all boots on the ground," and then you see the guy with the grappling hook fucking flying. I'm like, okay.
Like immediately after you said that was fun.
Kinda, yeah. I'm like, okay.
Guns
kinda.
are still up.
Yeah, guns are still up unless you're reviving your fucking health. That's when your gun's out. Oh, okay. Hold on, wait.
I'm okay with the health regen thing. So you need to manually regenerate your health now, and they're saying it's going to add a tactical aspect to the game. I'm okay with that. I
think it's interesting.
I'm not.
If
I
there's,
think that's a change
I'm
that is
50-50 in the
very
game. I don't know yet. I gotta
Treyarch.
play it.
You know what I mean?
I'm so fucking pissed right now. Just
at
thinking
what
about
at what
everything.
point? At what point?
I thought you came back around on it yesterday.
It's just the more I think about it right now. Oh,
But
okay.
It's not even out yet, though.
I know.
Because-
I gotta play the beta and then I'll figure out, like in the past, if it's gonna be good or not.
The thing is, I'm okay with that because, as shown by what we were just doing 10 minutes ago, Black Ops 3 is still an amazing game. Is still being fully supported. Isn't ruined like how last gen's Call of Duties would
But
get
it
ruined after a
feels
couple of
more
years
like
with bots
an
and
actual
shit.
Call of Duty. This is changing a lot of that stuff.
I think Jeff's
Which
point
it
is that
might
if you
be
still want to
good.
play Black Ops 3, you can just keep playing Black Ops.
Yeah, there still exists
I know
a
that.
fully functioning.
I get that, but I wanna
Miguel's still playing Ghosts.
because it's what I want. I want a modern shooter. A lot of people wanted a modern shooter, but we got Future, which is whatever. But it's Treyarch, so I'm giving it.
I was
it's
playing
Treyarch,
Modern
and I
Warfare
believe in them.
Remastered the other day, and that shit still feels so good. I'm sorry. I
know.
think that's the better modern shooter than Ghosts.
So what I'm
I'm
being
being
I
honest.
watched gameplay from the guys that they flied over, and what I'm noticing that most of them are saying that the game is fun if you're playing with people like in a party, because you're able to because it is it's more tactical because you got your specialist. You're only able to pick one per player, so if you're able to talk it over and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna use the sonar pulse or whatever it's called, like the one that you're able to see all the enemies.
But even
stuff like that.
Overwatch flipped and flopped with that, where like it started off that you could pick anyone, then they made the default that it's only one
can
per
only pick
team,
one
and then
unless
they
you're-
added a
unless you're playing-
mode that is no limits.
But I think they're doing that. I'm sure they could add modes, but I'm doing
And
it. They're doing it to make it balanced, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I didn't even
mean,
realize Overwatch added a TDM mode, and that must have been directly because Paladins had one. So,
But
just a side note.
this is the other thing. They were saying that TDM wasn't fun like the other modes.
See, that makes me worried because I really only play TDM in Call of Duty.
Because exactly, that's what like 70%
play
of people usually play TDM, not
Yeah.
the not
at least 65%.
control or domination.
At least 65%.
Exactly. It's like if the game's not fun in that mode, a lot of people are gonna bounce,
I mean,
and that's not good.
The game is still a bit away though. I think that
I'm
they're
sure
going to
they
start
could
using.
change
They're
some,
going to
but-
start using feedback now. I think to get TDM. That's what I'm worried about though. Is I want
do
TDM to feel good, and if the specialists are limited in that mode, then it's not going to feel right.
I do like that the kill streaks seemed like they were actually doing work. They were powerful to get. When you got them, they were doing like actual
Yeah,
work.
it did seem
which
like
is a
the
good thing.
kill streaks were
Instead
like,
of World War
overpowered.
II, that you dropped the paratroopers that it cost you all this time to get, and then they get you one kill and they're all dead, which was funny. And the second thing,
I mean, the last Treyarch game we got did have the wraps
Oh,
in
yeah.
it, which were garbage, fucking overpowered.
it was great. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I hated them. They're so
Yeah,
terrible.
because you couldn't probably get them. Not hating, bro. I'm just that good. Let's go into the zombies.
yes,
Jeffrey, you tell me what you think, because you're the big zombie guy in here.
Zombies is really cool. I was flipping and flopping on this a little.
Okay.
So they're going to have 3 maps. One of them is the Coliseum, one of them's on the Titanic, and then one of them's a Mob of the Dead remake.
Okay.
The 2 first ones I said are completely new characters, completely new time, completely new universe, which I like. The ongoing story has really been bogged down by a lot of kind of retconning and putting in things by that weren't supposed to be story related, and you could really tell it felt pieced together, but in a good way. But still, like, I would like to see them start again. And
yeah, let me chime in from a story perspective, from a guy that played a lot of World at War and Black Ops 1 zombies and then kind of fell off on 2 and then didn't really play 3. The only Black Ops 3 zombies I played were the Zombie Chronicles, which were the old maps. To me, it made... I was following it up through Moon, and then Moon, I'm like, all right, this makes sense, this is the end of the story, whatever. So we thought. And then I turn on Black Ops 3, I have the season pass with everything's all out already. I'm like, what the fuck happened? There's dragons and giant robots and fucking weird, interdimensional levels and shit. I'm like, what the fuck happened to this zombie story? So I'm kind of glad they're hitting the reset button, too.
Because here's the thing on that. They tried, or they seemed like they were going to do that when they announced Black Ops 2 Zombies with Transit. And it was a new cast, new place, new everything. But once you actually started the game, it was totally connected to Richtofen and Max's story and these old stories, and it completely connected to the same story. So I actually hope they don't connect the Coliseum and Titanic maps to the old story like they did with Black Ops 2.
It does seem like it's a new story. It seems like
I
there's
believe that
MacGuffin that they're trying to chase. That it looks like that's a totally new thing.
they did say it was a new story.
It's not the Aether storyline.
Question about the first map that they showed, the Coliseum one. Is it just going to be melees? Because I don't remember them saying something about weapons.
They told Mr. Rafflewaffles later on that it will not be all melee.
Okay. Cool.
The way
I thought it would have been interesting if they did that.
I feel like that could mean maybe like staffs.
Maybe you start with like a sword or something, and then you're like a band. Okay, instead of like a pistol, we usually start with a pistol.
Yeah,
I just think that would be a very refreshing thing to do. See, I would be okay with it if it was just melee. And then maybe you got like throwables. But
the mechanics for the melee and Call of Duty kind of sucks. Dude.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can make it. You can make it only meleeing with an amazing. I'm so excited about this. This was my biggest high moments of thing. Mutations, which is completely customizable everything in zombies. You want to change. I don't know to what extent.
That excites me because
yes, you can.
They said over 100 customizations.
Here, I'm gonna stop you there because are you really wanna be playing zombies where only swinging a sword or something and that's it? Because that's the only mechanic they have for that.
No, I'm saying like
or punching with a.
Well, yeah, no, he's talking about the mutations though.
Yeah, no. So you could, yes, I don't know.
It's already confirmed that it's not just swords. So
I always imagine, even playing Black Ops 1 too, like what if you could just change every setting? Like, all right, all the zombies are like running at this speed. The box only has the ray gun. All wall guns are free.
I feel that it's gonna be limited for
they said 100,
and then they're gonna.
And that
so
seems
I
like
could.
I mean, yeah, they said 100, but is it at launch?
Yeah.
The mutations, yeah,
those
are just sliders. That's not. I don't think that's
just customization.
I think that's fine. I'm excited for that because I could give a fuck about zombie trophies. So I'm excited to just fuck around with the zombie settings and do all kinds of crazy shit.
The one thing that I like, they said, it was Zombie Rush, I think it's called.
Yeah,
which is pretty much taking all the bullshit out and then just here's a gun and kill zombies. That I like. Instead of doing
the second they announced that, I thought of you, and I was like, "This is exactly what Miguel and I wanted."
Like that's what I wanted. I want to jump in a map, turn the power on, start getting weapons, and that's it.
Yeah, and then
I don't want to be doing
talking about accessibility. They also brought up tutorial mode, which would be the first for Treyarch. Infinity Ward did that with Spaceland, and World War II really has that a lot. Which I kind of was like, "Ooh, I'm a zombie elitist." I want it to be inaccessible, but then I thought about it, and it's like there are a lot of maps. Yeah, I know it would be so much better if like more people were playing, and there are even maps that like
Well, that's the problem.
like,
Is I
shy away from
I was playing Shangri-La back in Black Ops 1. Shangri-La was Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
And I was just playing it like just whatever, and my brother's like, "Oh, you need 4 people to do the Easter egg," and I was like, "How the fuck was I even supposed to know that?" So like, yeah, if they add some sort of tutorial.
A lot of people don't even care about the Easter. They just want to go in there and have some fun, and that's it.
Well, that's why I'm excited for the rush mode.
And on that, some people find it too hard, and for the first time ever, bots. And you could play alongside CPU-controlled characters, which is really cool. I'm wondering how good the AI is going to be. I was
going to say, are the AIs going to be able to do Easter eggs with you?
Are they going to be like running trains around that? I don't know, and I'm excited to see.
I doubt it.
Yeah, the new
Especially knowing
characters
the
look
bots
cool.
they have in multiplayer.
And then the third map, Blood of the Dead, is a remake of Mob of the Dead, which is going to have a lot of story ramifications. And actually
for the original story. So
yes,
it is cool that they are like, okay, here's our new story. Like 2 maps, totally new story. You don't need to know anything about Richter Finn and Tank Dempsey and all them. But we're also going to honor the old story with this.
yes.
So
It's like, we didn't forget about you guys.
That's why I'm 100% convinced the other 2 are totally new.
I really appreciate it. And then the Titanic map looks really cool, but my only hang up on that is I feel like it might be too corridor-y. Any map with corridors I've never really been a fan of. But it seems like it's going to be very...
I mean, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, just because it's on a boat and
it's
stuff.
in a boat. I mean, you can't...
But it seems like it's going to be some heist thing. I'm very interested what the gameplay is going to be like that. Is it going to be like a kind of a Payday-esque thing?
In what?
I
think you're overthinking
the Titanic mode, the Titanic map.
That's just the cinematic, bro. I mean, the game.
That's the opening.
You're
and then...
hanging too much on that cinematic they showed. That's just the intro.
The thing is, though, I think
they just need to escape. I think is the point.
These maps have to be deep, just because there's. I mean, once again, there's no campaign. It's been 3 years.
Okay.
I think they doubled.
A lot of people don't even play campaign, bro.
No,
they touch it for like an hour and then they're out.
Okay, let's move on. Before we get to the final part of the announcement.
That doesn't mean though that they don't spend resources on the campaign. So now, where are those resources?
See here,
Stop. I want to ask an important question. This is where we kind of been leading to. So, we got Jeff's thought on zombies. We got Miguel's thoughts on multiplayer. Let's just get it out in the open. Do any of us care about no campaign, no traditional campaign?
No.
I mean, I would like a campaign.
Did you play Black Ops 3's campaign?
Yeah, of course.
You did play Black Ops 3's campaign?
100%.
So fucking
it was terrible.
balls.
I mean, the gameplay wise, it was fun. They didn't really know what to do with the whole the perk system. Like, you know how like you could hack things or stuff. Like there were 3 like tiers of stuff. That was very not fully thought out, or it's not well realized in the game.
The campaign was forced in, dude.
It didn't feel like a campaign. I mean, it just felt like a string of missions. So that's why if they could bring those string of missions feel into the multiplayer with what we were talking about earlier, I'm okay with that.
So my point is, I think that I'm okay with no traditional campaign because it sounds like they are putting every resource they have into making all of these modes way bigger.
Yes.
See,
So multiplayer, it seems like they're going way bigger with multiplayer. No. Whether or not you like it or not, it is bigger.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they are putting more resources into. I mean, the whole relying on specialist thing and turning it into a Rainbow Six Siege type game. That is a lot of resources.
You already had that on Black
into.
Ops 3. You're just limited 1 to each player.
No, but the balancing that goes into that and forcing team play with it, that's a lot of resources.
My thought on this is there a lot of resources went to zombies, and I could see that already.
Yeah, that's why definitely. I think it's going
3
to be
maps.
Zombies, they pushed way fucking hard. Like all that money, most of that money went into zombies, and I could see that.
Nope, I think you're wrong. I think most of the money went into the 3rd announcement, and that was Call of Duty Blackout. I think a lot of that money went in there, man.
They're not even ready with that fucking mod, dude.
So this is going to be available at launch. They did say it was a little confusing because every trailer they showed at the event ended with October 12th, but then this one didn't. But then they said afterwards it will be out launch on discs. I don't know.
Because they're gonna show it in
Maybe they just didn't want to commit to it yet.
Maybe
they're planning for it at launch, but they didn't want to commit.
The funniest comparison ever, 1,500 times the size of Nuketown.
Here, I'm gonna stop you here. And just say that people have compared Nuketown, like the size of Nuketown, and extended it and compared to the Fortnite map, and it's not even close. It's like half of the size.
1,500 times Nuketown.
Yeah, it's half of the size of Fortnite.
Okay,
around.
I think that's why I figured that's why they used Nuketown specifically as an example. It's like it sounds
so if you're
big.
expecting 100 players in this mode, that's not gonna happen, and I could put my money on it.
Jeff okay, so hold on. First things first. If you didn't watch the reveal, this is going to be their take on Battle Royale. Jeff and I were saying
Black Ops way.
It's going to feature characters, environments, vehicles, air, sea, and land. Vehicles
so Jeff and I
from
were saying,
the Black Ops universe.
Characters,
zombies, multiplayer, campaign, weapons as well.
Jeff, you and I were saying in our chat that we talk daily on, that I'm okay with not having 100 players if each player feels like they are more important or feels more capable. Because a lot of times, I even said, like, the first 20 to 30 people in PUBG and Fortnite are just kind of cannon fodder.
Yeah.
They're just kind of cannon fodder. So if it's, I'm throwing out a random number. I don't know if it's confirmed or anything, whatever. I'm just throwing out a random number. Let's say it's 60 players.
Nope.
You're cutting down the players that are just getting cut out. And then if you're getting,
No,
you know what I mean?
Not
Like,
happening. You're still going to have those people that are going to have to get cut out. Because they're bad players in the game, in every game.
The thing is, we don't know if it's we don't know if it's dropped from a plane.
Let me give you
situation.
Oh, we don't know. Yeah, we don't know.
I think that's a safe bet.
Listen to this. If it's, let's say, 60 players, what if everyone has not preset, randomized or something, or maybe you choose? No, but then you would know where they are.
No, you randomize.
You just spawn somewhere
randomized spawns or something, and you're put in a situation where, like, you could do, like, you know how they were explaining, like, oh, you could go with play as Woods on a Hindy or something flying over. I think they would have to kind of set you up for that situation rather than, you know, flying out of a plane. I mean, this is all speculation, of course, but there we go.
Can I? Okay. There's a couple things I want to tell you guys, and you guys tell me if it sounds alright or not. Alright. How many players in multiplayer have they done the most?
48 on a server in
That's
the
not,
social
you're not
space,
playing. I'm saying
and,
the actual
18 with ground war.
Okay, so it's 18. Usually, how are the servers or PvP, the connection? Kind of laggy, right? Most of the time. Not all the time, but, you know, especially when you have 18 players.
I get your point, and I see where you're going. But
that engine is not going to be able to keep up. They have to, like, make major changes to that engine to make it work.
I mean, okay, so they said they've been working on this since PUBG got big, so before Fortnite.
So, yeah.
If they chose to put the resources into this instead of a traditional campaign, I can see it. It's going to have issues at launch. I'm not trying to trick people.
To respond to Jeffrey about the respawns, if it's a randomized
not respawn, spawning.
Spawning or whatever, eventually people are gonna know where the spawns are.
Yeah, that's why
then that's gonna be a major problem later on, like a month after.
No, if it's randomized,
when people, I mean, that's what they say with multiplayer is randomized. Like, it's not randomized. There's
but
a couple
you're
spots where you're
respawning in multiplayer. If it's you spawn once at the beginning of the match,
I know, but if you're spawning, let's just say you're in the beginning of the match and you usually spawn in one spot and you kind of see the area before those thing starts. You're like, oh, I know someone's gonna be across, like on my left, or someone's gonna be behind me, like behind the building or something.
Yeah, that's why I think
that's what I'm saying.
I think it's a safe bet that you're going to drop into the map.
I kind of just threw that out there.
Like, you need to fly down. Like, that has to happen.
I think it's a safe bet you're going to drop into it.
But either way, I mean, I think it's going to be really awesome, you know, just playing as freaking Woods holding a ray gun in, like, give me a cool map from, like, Black Ops, like, Summit or something.
Like Kowloon. Dude, if you can... So, what I think is going to be cool is they're supposedly linking together all these previous maps to make one giant map. And that's going to be fucking awesome. If I can take the zipline from Kowloon and land in, like, fucking... I don't know, what's, like, a Black Ops 2 map?
Firing range.
What's the... Yeah, if I could just take the zipline from Kowloon and land in firing range.
Turbine.
And I made the joke on your Twitter, and I was like... What did I was like Hudson's like, what do the numbers mean? And then Nikolai's like, oh, that is just my receipt for vodka.
I mean, the combination,
they could just mix and match all these characters. They're just going to be so good.
It's going to be really cool.
I'm so open to it. I know it's going to have issues, but what fucking battle royale game didn't have issues when it came out? PUBG was a mess when it came out. Fortnite was, I mean, it was good at start, and now it's a mess.
Fortnite was the close one that had almost no issues.
Well, because they had the resources, and now they are breaking it the longer it goes on.
While we're talking about Battle Royale, Nathaniel Hicks writes on facebook.com/groups/psbestfriends, with the anticipation of AAA games incorporating Battle Royale modes, are we getting close to Battle Royale fatigue? Or is this exciting to have Battle Royale modes of a higher caliber, potentially, than the ones we currently have? I think this is cool. I mean, it's kind of like... whoever does it the best will rise to the top, and those are the ones people will be playing. So it doesn't hurt on how to have those attempts, you know?
I think it depends on how unique each one is. Mm-hmm. If it's just a straight rip-off of PUBG, then yeah, I think PUBG is going to always win that fight. And same with Fortnite.
Really, not technically. Because PUBG is only on PC. And I would say Xbox, but that Xbox version is just bad.
I mean, it is on Xbox, and the people that play
It's
on
just
Xbox are
bad.
diehard about it. So you're biased against it, but people do play it on Xbox.
And it's kind of
Oh,
like
I
you
know
can see
that.
with Radical Heights type thing. We'll get into that later, but like if you try doing a cartoony battle royale right now and you do not have the resources of Epic, you'll fail. And I don't think that would contribute to battle royale fatigue. That will just contribite to like
Making
studios.
more clones that don't feel unique.
No,
Yeah.
see, you said that they will fail, and I don't think that's true. If you have and you put the time into it, and it's actually good when it kind of comes out, you'll be doing all right. Because
I actually
for
think-
Fortnite, they launched the actual campaign mode first, and then after some time, that I'm sure they
Well, they had all the
Just worked
resources
on it.
and assets and everything where they just kind of converted it into a battle royale.
But that's what you have to do, bro.
Versus
Can't-
PUBG. I mean, PUBG was a mod too, I guess. But so what I think the real issue with a lot of these indie battle royale games are, and I'll get into like Call of Duty and maybe Battlefield in a minute. But what I think the issue with the indie ones is early access, because it's an excuse to sell the game for $20, $30, $40, $50, $60 and have it not work right. And
That's
it
what
was
happened with,
it worked with PUBG because PUBG was really the first one to kind of make it big. And I know DayZ and H1Z1 kind of did it first,
exactly.
but PUBG was the first one that made it like it was just a pure battle royale. There wasn't any zombies, there wasn't anything like that. It was kind of a pure battle royale game, and so that's kind of why that became like the real big overnight success. But I think early access is now going to hurt these games trying to catch up to PUBG.
That's a great point, because I don't think
Radical
I think Call of
Heights
Duty
it came out in early access and it was broken as fuck, and everyone's like, well, it will be good when it comes out in full
It
launch,
had a lot
whatever,
of
but
potential. I gotta do that.
that's what I'm saying is that
But it
early
was just-
access, paid early access is going to ruin a lot of these games because people are going to spend money on them and then they're going to say, oh, I paid $30 for this and it's complete garbage, like PUBG on Xbox. I
And
paid
I think
$30 for this. and it
Blackout
runs
will
like
be the
shit.
first like non-early access battle royale really that's like, all right, here's the full thing, you know, like
Yeah, because
this is
Fortnite
an
is
honest
technically
thing.
early access right now, technically speaking, even though it's free.
Just to answer that question about the fatigue, I think it is gonna set in, because it has set in for me, especially with Fortnite.
Well,
Not
no,
on-
because you're
with
still
PUBG.
high on PUBG. You just got burnt out of Fortnite because you played it so much.
Yeah, and I mean that's gonna happen eventually. You're gonna play a game so much that you're just gonna get tired of it.
But that's the game, not the genre.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're just like that with PUBG,
I mean-
but you're like that with Fortnite, but you're still playing PUBG.
Yes, and because they're different. They're different types of battle royale, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you got for Fortnite, you got the cartoony one. Like you're able to just it feels more cartoony. Doesn't feel like when you win you don't get the feeling that you get with PUBG.
Well, that's
You're
a
feeling me?
personal thing. That's
no, 100%. And I think
mean-
I think with Call of Duty, you won't get the same feeling when you win.
No, you won't.
But I guess to
And
avoid
PUBG is
fatigue,
more,
just
see, PUBG feels more tactical to me
100%.
than Fortnite. It feels more
That's
arcadey.
why I
And-
wish fucking Wildlands had a battle royale mode.
yeah, that'll be more. If it would feel a lot more tactical too. I think Blackout is gonna fall in the arcadey mode, on the arcadey side. It's gonna feel
think
more
so as well.
arcadey, and people are gonna just play for a while, and it's gonna be big because it's Call of Duty, but eventually it's gonna fall out to something more tactical.
I'm going to pull a quick audible here. I'm going to move up a story because we can kind of segue into it.
Yeah, so just closing out on Black Ops 4, we're all excited. I think Miguel's a little more tepid with his excitement.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited for it.
Let's try the beta, and then I'll
Yeah.
call it if it's gonna be good or not.
And then
How about
lastly,
that?
which I feel like will be confirmed by next episode or even by like when this episode goes up, is that it's been rumored that it won't have a season pass, a traditional $50 season
Oh,
pass.
that's true.
And that'll just be like a
Free
Overwatch
maps
type.
for multiplayer.
Multiplayer maps will be free, and then zombie maps will be paid, and then loot boxes.
But yeah, moving on to
good.
another game that we'll see.
Now, I wanted to tie this in, like I said, because we were talking about Battle Royale. So go ahead, intro this, and then when you're done,
From
I want to
IGN
bring
by
up why
Shabana
this-
Arif, following Trevor Noah and EA's teases, the publisher has officially confirmed the next entry in the Battlefield series will be called Battlefield. I'm doing it 5.
It's 5.
I'm calling it 5.
It's
I'm calling it
5. It's 5. I hate when people say
I know.
V.
I was like, if he says V, I'm gonna punch him through the computer.
that was when it was a rumor and leaked. It was in V status. Now it's 5. The Battlefield Twitter account has been rebranded with a V as its logo in this case. Its latest tweet, as of press time, confirms the title and reiterates the reveal will come on May 23rd at 1 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern. Battlefield 5 is set to feature. They also tweeted out 5 facts before the thing. Yeah. It's set to feature a single-player mode, which stands in contrast to reports that Call of Duty Black Ops 4 has dropped. Well, facts that it's dropped its single-player.
Not reports anymore.
Old article. Alongside a campaign and expected Battlefield multiplayer, we've also heard that the game will feature a dedicated co-op mode, and of course that a Battle Royale is being prototyped.
So we were talking about Battle Royale, and you're talking about tactical. I think this, out of the two, will be the more tactical Battle Royale. I think Call of Duty is going to feel super arcadey, run and gun, kind of, not wall riding, obviously, but it's going to feel a lot more arcadey, fast-paced. I think
100%.
If this game has a Battle Royale mode, it has more of the resources to make it more players, because they've done 64-player matches before.
Yeah,
they have the resources. So that's what I'm saying. I think that they are going to be able to hit more players.
They actually have dedicated servers, which helps.
They have dedicated servers. They've done larger maps in every Battlefield.
Yeah.
They've always been huge. The large map.
They have all the vehicles already.
I think this is the Battle Royale mode that I would be more excited from a perspective of wanting a PUBG type game in a major publisher game. Whereas Blackout I'm excited for kind of in a different way. I'm excited for it because it's going to be new and fun, and exactly.
Blackout will definitely have a lower time to kill.
My only thing with this review is that I want a modern shooter again, and by the leaks and everything, it's going to be World War II. It's like, I have said this already, but you already have a World War II shooter.
They tweeted in one of the tweets. It says in a new setting. The new setting were the quotes.
New setting you could.
I don't know what that means. Is it?
I'm gonna say like Vietnam, maybe.
Is it new for the compared to the last game? New.
So the last time they did about a World War II game was the first Battlefield, was it not? I know you're saying World War One. Technically, it's the campaign.
Yeah, World War 1940. Did they?
So technically speaking, 1943.
Yeah, 1942
or 42
or 1943. The $15 multiplayer only.
That was 1942.
Game. I know. I think it was called 1943.
That was 1942.
No, 1942 was the first game, and then they did a 1940.
It was a downloadable game. I know what he's talking about.
It was 1942. The downloadable one.
He's gonna look it up. So
I'd be okay if it's B for Big Nam. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That'd be great, dude. I just want something more modern instead of future or.
I mean, Black Ops 1 is my favorite Call of Duty game, period. And that was Vietnam, so.
I mean, the marketing, I feel like it's going. It looks modern. It looks, I don't know, just like
it. I mean, you could say the same thing.
I mean, a lot of our modern
1.
weaponry, as far as actual guns go, are kind of still from that era. You know what I mean? Like an M4A1 was around back then, M16.
Exactly. Like all those weapons that
all those guns were around back then.
Are from World War II era, because you could only add so many.
You're just not going to have the drones and shit, which I'm totally fine with. Which, I mean, Battlefield's never really done that anyways, but
no.
I'm just saying, as far as the modern stuff that if you made a game set in today's 2018, you would have drones and shit. But you would have a lot of drones and shit that you don't want. When you say you want a modern game, you really want a Modern Warfare era game.
Which is actually
you could still have that in a modern setting. You don't need to.
What I'm saying is, if you did today, in real life today, they have drones and shit. It's
I know
not
they
fake
do,
anymore.
but you don't have to add them. That's.
I'm just saying you're saying the wrong thing. What you want?
No, I'm not saying.
If you wanted a real modern game today, you're gonna get a lot of shit you don't want. You want a game set 20 years ago.
No.
You want a game set in the Gulf War.
Either way, you'll know what Battlefield 5 looks like the day after listening to this, depending on when you listen to our podcast. Moving on to, I guess, a more modern shooter. From IGN by Evan Campbell, The Division 2 will arrive before April 2019. Ubisoft revealed the time frame for the sequel in the company's 2017-18 earnings report. Now, The Division 2, along with The Crew 2, won't be the only games for the company within the next 12 months. Ubisoft also mentions a, quote, unannounced franchise title will come out before April. Speculation suggests that game could be a sequel for Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, or even a Splinter Cell.
So I don't think it's going to be
was supposed to release
this
year, but has been delayed to 2019-2020, which is
that game's fucked.
I didn't
know
realize
what's
Skull and
happening
Bones
to that game.
Yeah.
Hold on, Skull and Bones isn't.
No, they delayed that
game's
like
fucked.
for that.
If
game
that
was
game
so
came
good.
out this year, it would have been all right because it would have been like, all right, you thought you wanted this pirate game with Sea of Thieves, but this is really the pirate game you want with Skull and Bones.
There's so
But
many
now it's
problems
just
with
like,
that game.
who knows
probably,
what the
so.
fuck's gonna happen. Although For Honor kind of had that same vibe of like when it was finally coming out, everyone's like, who the fuck wants this? And then it built a community. So who
Yeah,
knows?
Skullblade, that's
It
a
is.
small
I trust
community.
Ubisoft. I do trust Ubisoft.
So
I don't
the
think that.
Division.
I don't think that it's gonna be. So just the second to last thing. I don't think it's gonna be Assassin's Creed. I think it's got to be Watch Dogs or Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell, my money.
Because they had so much success with Origins that they can't be like, all right, let's go back to annualizing it again after all the success with Origins.
Yeah, if it's only one unannounced franchise title, I'd say Splinter Cell. I mean, I think both of all of these could be announced.
I could see Watch Dogs 3, but I would want it to be Splinter Cell.
Moving on.
Okay,
Oh,
let's go. Wait.
Well, yeah, we got to talk
Come
about
on,
Division 2
man.
now. We
Come
talked a
on
lot
now.
about Call of Duty. We got to talk about Division.
The Division 2. Where I'm gonna call it right now. It's March, right? It's coming out in March.
Yeah, probably.
February. I'm going to say February.
February? Alright.
Because I
Isn't
think
that
isn't
when-
February
like
when
late
Division
Actually,
1
that's when
February,
Division 1
early
came
March.
out. February, no? I mean, March?
Yeah.
It was March.
No, I think
That's
it
what
came
I'm
out
saying,
February.
March.
Nah, I thought it was February.
Either
End of
way.
February.
No, it's March. It was the beginning of March.
And Wildlands came out same time frame. So I think that seems to work for them.
Like,
Yeah, March
their
8th,
month
you're
is March.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's going to come out. It's going to be, hopefully, it's more of what we have now on the Division. Like, don't change shit around.
Like I said this when
Like,
it got announced.
give me more
Give us the
of
same game and a
what
new
we have
location.
now.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
Just so I have new
location
missions to play.
and more.
That's all I want.
Yeah, we
You don't
haven't
need
seen.
to change a lot of the stuff that it's already in the
We've
game.
had several news stories on Division 2 and have not seen a screenshot yet, so I think it's funny.
I mean, they only
It's-
announced
it's
it, what,
actually
2
good.
months ago?
It's not fucking leaking all
Yeah.
over the place.
That's a good point.
Like their games usually do.
Yeah, I'm excited for Division 2 might be my most excited AAA game that's currently announced.
bold.
Same here.
Outside of like obviously like Kingdom Hearts or like Red Dead or anything like that.
Another AAA game that may have you excited is Bethesda has confirmed that the newly announced Rage 2 will not include loot boxes, but will have post-launch content to keep players engaged. Rage 2 will be arriving early next year.
Next year.
So, seeing Bethesda's model, we'll probably see some. If it's we talked about this last week. If it's single player, we'll definitely see some like Wolfenstein 2 type episodic
That's what I was going to say.
expansions.
Just follow the
But
same
it-
exact
cool.
Wolfenstein.
But it seemed like you were able to play with people like actual like co-op. So I don't know if
Even
I don't
if it's
know,
like
I-
that,
I'm
we'll
go-
probably
I
see
keep going back
Borderlands
and
type
forth.
expansions where it's just like missions. You know, I don't think we're going to be seeing $2 or not loot boxes and stuff like that.
Oh, I think
I
they
mean, they
confirmed
said
no
no.
loot boxes.
they
that's
said
what
no.
I'm
You
saying,
just read it, so
I can see. I keep going back and forth whether or not I think this is going to be co-op. I think that it's either going to be
seemed
like
like
the
it
Far
was.
Cry style co-op where you just jump into someone's game and you just fuck around with each other, or it's just going to be totally single player. Now, see, I was the one that said it's definitely co-op, and then both of you guys were like, I don't know, I don't think co-op at all. And now I keep going back and forth.
I
So,
mean, we'll see in
Same.
2 weeks. So
yeah.
not much. Next up, that's the most likely co-op. Borderlands 3 has most likely. Miguel, stop putting the thing in the Google Drive because it blocks out the text.
Oh, man.
Borderlands and most likely the next Bioshock have been delayed by Take-Two. The quote, the highly anticipated title from one of 2K's biggest franchises, which had been planned for release during the current fiscal year, is now planned for launch during fiscal 2020 to allow for additional development time, the report said. So I think this is pretty. I mean, after Randy Pitchford came out and said that Borderlands 3 won't be at E3, I think it's clear that this is Borderlands 3 that was delayed.
Yeah.
I'm still not convinced there's a real Bioshock game. I know that there was Jason Schreier's leak when he was there for what was it, Mafia 3.
Yeah.
Jason Schreier from Kotaku, who's does a great job. But I'm still not convinced there's a Bioshock game that's actually.
I'm
gonna see
sure
the
they're
light of
like
day.
there's some development for it.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
if
what I'm
it's
saying.
an
I'm sure
actual
they're
game.
working on it, but I don't know if it's ever going to see the light of day.
We'll have to wait and see.
I don't know if I still don't know if
I
I
mean-
want a non-Kevin, Ken
Ken
Levine.
Levine.
If it's
Bioshock
good,
game.
why not?
I'll be open to it. I'll be open. No, listen, Bioshock 2 wasn't a Ken Levine game, and I enjoyed it.
There you
But
go.
it wasn't as good as Bioshock 1 or Infinite. You know what I mean? Like, it's good. It was good. It was like an 8.5 out of 10, I would say. Great, even, I would say. But Infinite and Bioshock 1 are, 9s and 10s. So I'll be open to it, but I don't know if we need it,
Right.
Talking about
0.5.
things that do we question if we need them or not. No Man's Sky's fourth major update next is launching for free on all platforms on July 24th. Also, Xbox
I
One.
mean, you
they
can stop
announced.
there if you want. If you want.
And it's going to be adding a full multiplayer experience. According to Murray, players will be able to team up with small or large groups of friends, or just come across random travelers in multiplayer, teaming up to survive or attacking other players. Players can build bases together in a shared online universe, partake in aerial dogfighting in space, race vehicles, and even build custom racetrack for friends. So if you got hyped on this and bought this a couple summers ago, and you still got it on your shelf, give it an update this summer and try it out.
This sounds like the game we wanted at launch. This update. So I think people need to stop giving a shit and just give it a shot when this update comes out. You know what I mean? Because it was borked when it came out, and I played it for a number of hours, and I had fun with the time I played it, and then I got bored because there wasn't anything to do. They're adding stuff to do, So I think people need to stop shitting on it and give it a chance because we did as big of Sony fans as we are and Sony supporters as we are. This game I think was a lot of Sony's. Like Sean Murray, he was overzealous, probably promised too much stuff. But Sony also was like, "Hey, look at this AAA game," when it's really like a tiny little indie studio.
That game,
and kind of forced it. So, I think we need to give them the benefit of the doubt with this update. If this update sucks, then I'll go back on my word. But I think we need to give them a chance.
If the game was $30 at launch, it wouldn't have gotten all that just pretty much garbage that it got.
Well, I said that from the beginning. If this wasn't a Sony-backed game, and this came out under the radar, let's even say it launched as an early access game, and it wasn't overhyped, I think people would be like, yo, check this game out. There's like infinite universes and stuff, and it's pretty cool, but there's not a lot to do, but they're adding a lot of stuff. Versus the narrative of Sony is publishing this massive game with all this crazy stuff you could do in this infinite universe, and then it came out and everyone hated it. I think it's domestic, definitely.
That would have been fine if they were like, hey, in a certain amount of time, you're going to get everything we promised, instead of, or just making people think they're going to get everything.
I think it was evident that Sean Murray didn't want to launch when they launched. I think that was very clear.
Could be. You don't know. We don't know, and
the way he talks, it sounds pretty clear he didn't want to launch the game yet, and Sony was like, "Yo, we need this game out," because it was a meme at that point of like, oh, they keep showing No Man's Sky, but when's it coming out?
Yeah, they definitely took more time.
I definitely think Sean Murray wanted more time.
Like they should have limited expectations, and instead of Sony fucking being like, "Oh, there's a huge game coming out," being like, "Hey, we're gonna have a game." Which is this?
That's why I'm saying.
We're gonna have
and
a
you can tell Sean Murray a lot of times was like,
you guys are agreeing on the same thing. You guys are agreeing on the same thing. Next up, sad news. Boss Key Productions, the developer of Lawbreakers and Radical Heights, is effectively no more, according to studio founder Cliff Bleszinski. Bleszinski made the announcement in a statement on Twitter saying Radical Heights was a last-ditch attempt to make their own type of battle royale game after Lawbreakers. After Lawbreakers failed to gain traction, but that it was ultimately too little too late. The servers for Radical Heights will not be shut down immediately, but it's unclear how long exactly they will stay up. The statement only says for the near future. Sad news for everyone working at Lawbreakers. They tried to make good games. Just didn't work out.
I mean, they made a great game.
Yeah.
Lawbreakers, I think, was a very, very good game that should have just been free to play. I think that if it was free to play, more people would have played it. If it was on Xbox, more people would have played it. If it wasn't in early access on PC for like 2 years, you know what I mean? Before it launched on consoles. It just sucks because this game, Lawbreakers, was so fun. I had genuine fun playing that game. Tay, my wife, loved it. And it just died. It just gone.
I think the ending of their story was so interesting, like a last-ditch attempt at a battle royale game.
We even kind of called that when they did Radical Heights. We're like, all right, this is so they can make money back off Lawbreakers. We should. Was Radical Heights free to play or was it paid?
Yeah, it's free to play.
It's free to play.
So we should check that out before it goes away.
No. I did. No, I'm not trying it. I saw gameplay and it was really bad. I'm like, nah, I'm out. Because I did thought about it when it released, but I'm like, nah.
I just want to try it before it goes away for forever. That's all.
Nah, I'm good. There are better games out there.
True.
It's not me trying to be a dick. It's just,
No, but I'm just saying you'll never, ever be able to try it again. And I'm the type of person I want to at least say I tried it once.
Go for it. Let us know. When the beta came out and I made my impressions video, I did call. The game is really fun. Yeah, the Lawbreakers. The game is really fun, but I don't see people playing it for more than 2 weeks. And I think I called it, right? I mean, people bought it, played it for a week or two. I only
played it for about 2
maybe
weeks.
3, and they were gone. Because the loop of the game is fun, but you were only able to do it in like 3 modes. That was it, and you weren't able to choose. Like there was so much. Just if the game was free to play, yes, I could have seen the game lasting for little bit longer, and just loot boxes. But the game,
I think they needed to. The problem was it came out and everyone's like, "Oh, it's like Overwatch," when it really wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It was an arena shooter, bro. That's what it was.
Yeah, it really was an arena shooter, and it was it was
with some aspects
non-devs that it was a hero shooter when it really wasn't. Like, there were hero classes, sure, but it was an arena shooter for all intents and purposes. It was almost more like it reminded me more of like Unreal Tournament.
Yeah, there you go. That's more of a comparison.
One of the creators,
also by.
But yeah, we've chronicled the life of Lawbreakers.
Very
Cliffy
sad,
B
very
will
sad.
be here when you want to come back to game development.
Is he going back to Epic?
I mean, he said he's taking time off to spend with his family.
I think he's got too much pride to go back to Epic.
He's gonna take a chill for a while. Next up, Grand Theft Auto, a game that's not taking a chill for a while. Grand Theft Auto 5 is on its way to a new milestone as it hits over 95 million copies sold to date.
What?
The news was announced during Take-Two's Q4 earnings call, up 10 million
That's
copies
crazy, dude.
from November's 85
Who doesn't know
million.
this game yet?
Take-Two attributes much of the game's success to the continued release of free content, with GTA Online delivering its biggest year yet for sales of in-game currency.
Yeah, so fucking take note, Activision and EA.
In what, 5 months they sold 10 million.
It's insane.
In
Who
5
doesn't
months.
own this fucking game yet, dude? Well, they're doing the whole, if you log into online, you get a free $1 million, which I still have to do that. But.
This is really, I mean, I'm always conflicted in like how they handle it. Like, of course, I would have rathered single player DLC and like more full
same here.
DLC. But dude, they are doing
Reading the
some
headline
good
for the next
work.
sentence.
Actually, like the shit you did back in 2014. I think that's when the remake came out, or even it transferred over from the PS3 version.
I think it was 2014.
The shit you did is like you're still doing it so that's compared to the next game we're going to talk about. But
So
yeah, no. So they're going to hit 100 million
guess what
soon.
the next
I
game
think
is?
they're going to maybe
it's
hit
gonna be the
110.
best-selling game of all time, right? I think we could say
It already
that.
is,
'Cause I
isn't
think Minecraft is it's Tetris. I forgot about Tetris.
Because of
the
the loophole that it's on so many fucking platforms.
Yeah.
I don't think it could beat Tetris, but
It's gonna beat Minecraft, most likely.
Minecraft's
right?
on a lot of platforms.
It's,
mobile
and the fact that
kills it.
Minecraft
But it
kids can play it too.
It's not on the charts anymore, like it used to be. So
I
it's-
think that's because it's digital, and that's
Yeah, it's only digital.
And also, MPD doesn't get iOS numbers. I think I mean iOS like copies there is huge. But either way, moving on, Destiny 2 is still here, and the roadmap has been updated. So just cool notes that we didn't really know it was coming, but we asked.
Just for a fact, real quick, I have worded the sentence that you read a little bit different, but I had to change it because I'm like, it's gonna sound too mean.
Destiny 2 beta is still here. The full release will
Miguel
be in fall with
Miguel
the
is
new
the
update.
author of the Google Drive document we read off every week.
Oh, it was even worse than that, but I changed it to more PG.
So keep it short. Just talk about the experimental.
So
because we don't want to talk
you
about
got
it.
2 minutes.
May 29th, we're going to get Crucible Labs, which is pretty much a PTR for those who know. That's like a public test region. Like Overwatch has it, PUBG has it. It's pretty much just where they could like tinker with modes and stuff and have them on the fly, and like people could just play it without actually affecting the rest of the game.
Now, is this going to be a separate download?
It's
Like a separate server? Like, you know how PUBG has a totally separate server? Or can you access this from in the main client?
Being a console game, I think it's 100% going to be in the main client. That'd be really
Well, because
weird
even
to
the
have
PUBG on Xbox has a separate download for the test server.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. But this is a more not early access, Activision. I think it would just be a mode in the game.
I think it would be terrible to have it as a separate download, but I could see them doing something stupid like that.
Hey, your 2 minutes are up.
And a new season, a new event in July. And then they're pretty much overhauling the entire game in September, saying they're going to add gear collection, records, weapon slot changes,
So it's going to be the Taken King of Destiny 2.
Yeah, weapon randomization, and then
Equivalent.
new gameplay modes.
So
roadmap's looking good. Roadmap's looking good.
My thoughts on that real quick, because I played Destiny 2 when it came out. So I played the alpha. You're playing the beta right now, and by September you're gonna have the actual game. Look at that.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how it blows my mind how it's the second time this happened. It's really, it doesn't.
Get the fuck out of here.
Whatever.
It is crazy that they did Destiny 1 over again. Like the exact roadmap of Destiny 1 where it's like,
I just want them
launch
to
was
say
cool,
it. I just want
nothing
them
do.
to say it. Be
Look,
like, hey guys,
2
we know we
DLCs
did
were
this.
alright.
We can't tell you why development issues were fucked up because, of course, it's breaking a lot of edge days, but we're aware it's the same thing. Just let me know. I don't know. They must
That's not
know.
gonna happen.
They can't be
You
that
know
stupid.
that.
Yeah, business.
They do not
Next.
have my money for Destiny 3 they come out.
Yeah, they do.
We're working on my Tony Kornheiser voice.
I would
Next.
not.
Huh. The money?
Yeah, I would not buy Destiny 3. That's what I'm saying.
I think Activision could. Well, they can make a flop. If they want to. They wouldn't, but I'm just saying. They
I'm
have the
done with that
resources.
series.
Next up, Hangar 13, the developer behind Mafia 3, now has
crazy.
a presence in the United Kingdom with a new Brighton office. Publisher 2K announced Nick Baines will lead Hangar 13 in Brighton. He was the game director on Split Second and has over 25 years of game development experience.
I
That's
I
interesting.
put this here
Hear the story.
because Mafia 3 didn't sell as much as they wanted.
Yeah,
Like,
especially
the game
for
had
Take-Two.
a lot of potential, and I wanted it to be real good. The story was great, according to what I heard.
But the
right?
gameplay I heard was kind of
But the gameplay
Very
was just
repetitive.
so bad.
Yeah, I know.
so
I played
bad.
it. I stopped
no
in the middle.
fast travel in a
Exactly,
open world
I did
game
the
is
same.
whack.
I played a couple hours and I stopped because it was just that bad. But I wanted the story, especially with everyone hearing saying that like the story was really good.
I
And
just
then
don't
just,
understand
like-
how you have an open world kind of sandboxy map like that and not have fast travel. It's just insane.
Yeah, I mean, at least make it half of the map, dude.
Yeah.
If
I mean,
they cut half of that map, it would be a lot better too.
the new studio doesn't really guarantee it's going to be like a new Mafia. It could be like maybe they're helping on another game or new game entirely. But
Yeah,
cool,
I don't think
guess
we're getting a
that
new Mafia game.
they have a new studio.
Not right now.
And then last but not least, bunch of delayed
delays.
news. Metro Exodus, Shenmue 3, and NBA Playgrounds 2 have all been delayed.
And one thing that I didn't add it here because I don't know if Anthony wants to talk about it too much. There was new gameplay and screenshots that got released for
For Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you saw anything
Yeah.
of that
Yeah,
or
I watched
any
it.
thoughts.
A lot of Pixar.
It looks great. The particle effects look like the best particle effects. The summons look pretty rad. I mean, it was a part of a couple. It was 2 different levels. It was a Hercules boss fight and then a Coliseum boss fight, and then the Toy Story World. They both look great. I mean, it looks good. I'm excited for this game. I'm just at the point where it's like I just want it to be out.
Here,
I don't really
my
want to. I
question
don't want,
for
I just
you
don't want to
now-
look at it anymore because I just want to play it.
My
That's
question
kinda
for
where
you
I'm
is: are we getting a date on the Square Enix conference?
100%.
We have to, right?
Yeah.
at. We have to because
I think
it's
it's
out
coming
this
out
year,
this
so
year.
we have to.
I mean,
think so?
It's coming out. They've said repeatedly it's coming out this year. So if it is still coming out this year, we get a date. If it's not coming out this year,
How soon do you think it's gonna come out? Can you be like it's out now?
I'm gonna say September, October. I don't
October?
think it can come out any later than that, or it'll get buried. Unless they try to do the Final Fantasy 15 thing and
I don't
have it
know
in
why
December.
you're saying
but
buried,
I
'cause
can't
that-
see that.
A lot of people love those games, dude. So
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. For some reason, I have this feeling of September in me. I wonder when did Kingdom Hearts 2 come out? I feel like that came out in like summer.
like 20 years ago.
But looking at some of the gameplay, that has me excited. As someone who didn't like, I just played Kingdom Hearts 1 a bunch of months ago, and I gave my report on that here.
Kingdom Hearts 2 did come
big
out
on
in
that.
December, so I can see a December release. Then I guess.
And yeah.
Right.
Square Enix likes doing weird titles, but it's not December, and that's the list of PlayStation games coming to every possible PlayStation
damn
platform. Raspberry by your best friends for the week
You
of
always
May
fuck that one up. It's
22nd,
funny.
2018. First up, we have Seven's Carlet, PS Vita.
I have
digital.
no clue what this is.
Oh my god, is this? Oh, but this isn't. Okay. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, PS4,
It's like
PS
the-
Vita, digital, out 5/24. This is the retro
Is it?
Bloodstained.
There you go.
So it's
Which
It
I'm more
looks
excited
cool.
for this, honestly.
it's
looks
more
cool.
inspired by Castlevania like 1 and 2 rather than what's the next one? Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, I think.
Yes,
Which
that was the one that was originally announced, and this one I think was a it's like a stretch goal. I think
Yeah,
on
it was a
Kickstarter
script-
or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think people are more excited for this one, to be honest.
This
I mean,
one
because
looks
we're
cool.
getting it first, dude, and
Yeah.
it looks cool. So
I'm
I'm-
people-
Well, no, but
are-
it's the retro style too. I think is what everyone likes it for.
And then the Ritual of the Night is the one inspired by Symphony of the Night, which is still retro technically, but I guess newer than this one.
It has that kind of like 2.5D ish, but still a little pixely kind of. It's that.
I
very
hope they're good,
unique
dude.
game
I
style.
really hope they're good.
I
Yeah.
hope they're good too.
I don't want to
'cause
see. I don't want to see a Mighty Number
being
9
bad was
situation
so
with Koji
heartbreaking.
Oh
Igarashi.
no,
Dark Souls Remastered, PS4 digital retail.
I thought it was out
Friday
already.
release. It's a Friday release. It's available for pre-order. It's kind of deceiving on the PlayStation Store.
Out 525. So yeah, I mean, none of us are a big Dark Souls fan, but of course that is a huge game. Anthony does love
I
Bloodborne.
enjoy Bloodborne a lot. I enjoyed what I played of Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 1 on 360. So I'm interested in this, but I kind of want it on Switch for the portability, which isn't coming out this week. It's coming out, I think, July. I think they said something later on.
Defender's Quest Valley of the Forgotten DX, PS Vita Digital. And then most likely hit of the week, Detroit Become Human, PS4 digital retail out 525. You know what this game is. If you're listening, this is David Cage's new game, spiritual successor to Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. Demo's out right now if you want to give it a try. And none of us here are day one buyers, right, on this one?
No,
Nope. I'm not even hyped at all, honestly. This is a game, if I get to it, I get to it.
I think I'm going to try to rent it.
I think it's going to be, depending on the score that it gets, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, I'm not. This is a game, if I get to it, I get to it. If not, whatever, I'll defer to you guys.
I predict very divisive numbers. Next up, Disco, which is funny because, we were talking about release dates so much, and this game didn't have a release date for a while, and here it is finally. Disco Dodgeball Remix, PS4 Digital. Dungeon Rushers, PS4 Digital. Everspace, PS4 Digital. Ooh, Gora Goa, PS4 Digital, a very hyped up mobile puzzle game from last year.
This is my hit of the week.
I wasn't the biggest fan on it, but
I mean the next one.
H1Z1 Battle Royale, PS4 Digital. H1Z1 Battle Royale is a pure, fast-paced action battle royale shooter reimagined and built for console.
You added the word action to that description, but
I don't know.
This is probably my hit of the week too, as long as it doesn't run like total garbage.
I Hate Running Backwards. That's the name of the title. PS4 Digital.
So you run backwards?
Yeah, I guess. And it's fucking Minecraft style. One Piece Grand Cruise, PSVR Digital.
Ooh.
It's a One Piece game. Pixel Junk Monsters 2, PS4 Digital. Shio, PS4 Digital. Space Hulk Deathwing Enhanced Edition, PS4 Digital Retail.
There's a lot of these Space Hulk games.
Stardew Valley, PS
I lied,
Vita
this is my pick of the week.
Digital. Cross-buy.
So this is the cross-buy version on Vita that we've all been waiting for a long time.
Super Hyperactive Ninja, PS4 Digital. Tennis World Tour, PS4 Digital. And that's about it. Annihilation is on VOD, as well as The Strangers.
When is that coming to Netflix, dude?
I think it's
like in America.
Oh, yeah. It's
America, not
Europe,
wasn't that a thing? Yeah, it was supposed to come to Netflix like super quick, and it didn't.
I mean, it did, but only for UK or some areas.
Yeah. It was that garbage. That was like when they tricked me, where it's like Fresh Prince is coming to Netflix, and I was like, where the fuck is it? And they're like, in the UK. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, I hate when they do that. I want to see that movie, but I know it's going to come to Netflix, so I'm just going to wait.
Oh, yeah, right. You can check out my parking lot review on patreon.com/psbestfriends. So next up, we have...
Now it's time for Best Friend Questions. The first question comes from Jake Jericho on this came from Facebook. You didn't write the source, so I'm assuming Facebook. Jake Jericho says on Facebook, so he's been thinking... are we ready for the PS5? Hypothetically, if PS5 was announced today and out in 6 months with no backwards compatibility, would you give up on your PS4 and move on? What do you guys think?
Give up? No. I mean, my PS4 would still be plugged in. If it wasn't out 6 months, I would buy it just because, I mean, we're a PlayStation podcast, we're PlayStation fans. If it had no backwards compatibility, honestly, probably not. The only reason I'd buy it, I would only buy it if they had games for it. If there were no backwards compatibility. I mean, with the PS4, it was a tough ask, but I was like...
At least they did the thing, though, where GameStop was like, hey, this game is coming out on PS3 and PS4, so if you buy the PS3... Like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, let's say. It was day and date with PS4, but it was already out. Ghost. So we did the same thing, where it's like, bring us back your PS3 version, and it's $10 more, and you could upgrade to the PS4 version.
Yeah,
if they did something like that, maybe... but and obviously we're talking hypotheticals because we know it's pretty obvious we're not getting a PS5 this year, or announcement this year rather. Obviously it's not coming out this year. But I think that we need to be honest. We'll be hyped whenever it's announced, regardless of what we say before it's announced. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I know I will buy it day one most likely. Yeah. So
in terms of moving on, though,
I move on. Yeah.
I don't move on that fast, even when I get new consoles.
I still have my 360 because I had so many games on it.
Yeah, no, for about a year.
Now Xbox One does have backwards compatibility, so a lot of those games are on there now. So now I'm kind of over the 360, but for a long time, I did still have my 360 running because I had so many games installed on it.
But yeah, up until like summer of 2014, I was still like playing consistently PS3 games. I mean, like South Park, I played the whole thing, and that came out in the beginning of 2014. You remember that? So I would not give up on my PS4 ever.
Funny
even
that
with the
you
PS5.
guys are saying that you guys won't or haven't done that, but I usually do. Like when it comes out the newer console, I just move on. And the only reason I kept my PS3 plugged in was because I was playing Black Ops 2 on it, and it was the best COD in either or console, so I was going back and playing that, and hoping that it was on the PS4, because the fucking controller sucked.
I hate the DualShock 3 is so bad now, man. Going back to it is so bad.
But no.
And then Patreon, Nate. It's fucking Nate. We know Nate. Nate Hicks says, "Is it okay for Square Enix to continue their current track with the news that the Final Fantasy VII remake may come out in 2023, which he now has acknowledged that was a mistranslation." He wrote into me afterwards after he wrote this and say, "Hey, apparently that was mistranslation." But I think that his question still holds a little bit of water. Do you think that Square Enix can keep going with how they make games? Based on production or fan reception.
They're Japanese games.
Let me finish. He says he's not a Final Fantasy fan, but he feels that it's a little ridiculous at the cycle or the length, it seems like, of how they make their games. Do you think fans are starting to get fatigued by this cycle, or does it even matter anymore? I am a prime example of that. I bought a PS3 for Kingdom Hearts 3, and now it is just now coming out in the twilight of the PS4. So I think that these games have a very distinct fan base, and they're gonna buy them. It's not like what's a good example?
We can't compare the whole company, and because
he's talking the Western or the Eastern games, not because the Western
he
games
doesn't specify it, but I'm assuming it is. But I'm saying the Japanese, like the
I think it sounds like he's talking about the Japanese.
I know it feels like they announced the game and they haven't even worked on it. They haven't even. They're just like, oh, we're gonna start development for this game.
Yeah, I mean, Shenmue 3 I think was just as bad, and that's what Capcom is. Shenmue is Capcom?
Damn. Sega.
Whatever the
Sega.
Or Sega. Shenmue I think was worse than any Square Enix release, where it was literally just a splash screen. I mean, at least Final Fantasy VII Remake at least had gameplay.
I think
when they released
this.
Shenmue literally was a logo. So
Final Fantasy VII, when they announced the remake, it was a logo. That was it.
I thought they showed the clip of like Cloud.
I remember what conference it was, but like, oh, we're working on Final Fantasy VII. You've been waiting for it, and it was just a fucking screen. It was on.
Oh no,
E3.
that was the CG.
And
that
then
was
like
the CG
6 months
trailer
later,
of Cloud
they
walking
put
through the slums.
the CG trailer.
Okay,
so
you're right. But they did show gameplay relatively close after.
Even the
Shenmue 3, they showed a logo, and then that's like. That game was supposed to come out last year, then it was supposed to come out this year, and now it got delayed again. Like,
I think
that's
Square
a bigger
could
culprit.
do this because they do make good games, and while it is weird that they announce them so early and take so long to make them, at the end of the day, you're playing Final Fantasy 15, you're enjoying it. You're going to be playing Kingdom Hearts 3, you're going to be enjoying it.
I mean, if they're good, they're good.
Square Enix is the type of company where they know it takes a long time to make their games, but they also, I feel like they don't want their fans to think they're just not, like with Valve, where it's like, are we ever getting Half-Life 3? Probably not. But they're never going to comment on whether or not we're getting it or not. You know
Maybe
what I mean?
we get it
like,
from...
It's not happening, but they'll never say it's not happening. Square Enix, they want to be upfront, like, hey, we know you want this. We're working really hard on it. So here it is.
These games
but it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of how Square Enix is, and I would be very curious to talk to someone actually in that kind of Eastern market and see how they feel about it. Because in the West, we're all impatient crybabies, where it's like, we want Kingdom Hearts 3 now.
Yeah.
But I wonder if in the East they're more
really.
patient than us. I don't know if they are or not.
Not really. I think you're just in the boat that you tell me, do you want it right now, or are you just okay waiting until the game is actually good and just release it?
I'm somewhere in the middle. I would prefer it right now, but I'd rather it be done.
I mean,
but that's how I am with all games, though.
Exactly. It's like, for example, if Call of Duty right now, released right now, it would be kind of broken, right? Like, I want to play it right now.
That's a little different.
See, that's the thing, I know, but I'm like, I want it right now, but I know if I play it, it's going to be broken, probably.
Yeah, but you can't compare Call of Duty
I'm
to
okay
a Square
waiting.
Enix game.
But that's everything. You could say the same thing for every game, so.
Yeah, now Square's good as Square, and we'll, is it okay?
Nice.
You know?
I mean, everyone has their way, right? Like, Bethesda tries to announce the game and release it in 6-8 months.
Now they do, yeah. I mean,
now they do.
Before
it's like
Fallout
they
3,
their...
Fallout 4 rather, they didn't, but they.
I know,
now
but
they do that.
They're trying new things. Every developer has a thing. Like Sony has been trying. Like, announcing the
think the
game
issue
and
is
giving a
with
date
Square
until
Enix-
the game is actually
What
ready.
I think the issue is with Square Enix is that they're still getting through all these games that were like announced or in development in the PS2 era. I think once they clear their slate of like Final Fantasy 15 is out now. Once Kingdom Hearts 3 is out, once what's the new Dragon Quest? Not Dragon Quest.
11?
Is it Dragon Quest?
Yeah, I think Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest 11. Once
12?
that's out, once Final Fantasy 7 has a has a release date or whatever. I
5
think
years.
once they're done with those and they can finally start on like new, maybe not new IP, but at least new games. I think that might be when they try to change their philosophy on like how long it takes to get games out. But
so.
I think it's the
Yeah,
fact
I
that
think
all
that's
these
pretty
games
cool.
have been in development for so long and have been restarted. I mean, like Final Fantasy 15 is effectively a completely different game from Final Fantasy Versus 13. You know what I mean? And who knows how many changes Kingdom Hearts 3 has gone through since original development. So I think once they finally start on new games, they may try to kind of change that. But as of right now, yeah, I think they're gonna kind of keep that same business model of taking a long fucking time to make their games.
So when they announce something, just wait 10 years.
Yep. Just be
And
prepared.
that's pretty much what they're doing.
That's what it's been.
They announce something, wait 10 years for it. Because that's where you're going to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for
So now
sending
it's
that in.
time for thank you for the question, Nate. Thank you for the question, Jake. So now it's time for Video Game 20 Questions. If you don't know what 20 Questions is, that's your bad.
That's
So I
your
picked the
bad.
game this week, and the only stipulation we have is sudden death. If they ask the game before the 20th question and they get it wrong, they do not get the remaining questions. So the game is selected.
19 questions
I
and
have the
answer.
Wikipedia page for the game up, so you can go ahead and start asking your questions.
Let's go with
Let me
the
Natalia.
original one. Jeffrey?
Did the game come out before the PlayStation 4 was released?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
So it's older game. So we asked the
Second,
PS3. Yeah.
Did it come out during the
Uh,
PS3, Xbox 360, Wii U generation?
It did not.
So it's an older game. Okay. Should we just ask?
Yeah.
Wait. Can we ask? No, there's no way to separate it. Should you just ask for PS2? 360? No.
No, Xbox.
PS2,
Yeah, did
Xbox
it come out
original.
on PS2,
On-
Xbox, GameCube generation?
Yes.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay. Exclusive, should we ask?
Should we ask if it's just a exclusive game at launch?
In general?
Yeah, in general, instead of because then if it's not on a PS2. I mean, we're a
do you wanna
PlayStation
clarify, does it
podcast,
have to
so-
be a PlayStation game? I think we said it doesn't
No.
have to be, right?
Doesn't need to be a PlayStation game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's be more. It's
Fuck, why do you guys gotta bring the PS2 games when I'm asking? When
the game.
I'd love to exploit the fact that
when-
you are a PlayStation fanboy that didn't play PS2.
I know.
Did the game when it launched, was it exclusive to a platform?
It was not.
So it's
Okay,
a multi. Okay, there you go.
Interesting. Should we ask if it's part of the franchise?
Yeah, we could ask that.
Is it part of a franchise?
It is. That's 5
Good.
questions.
Good. We're actually doing all right. Not bad.
We don't know if it's console. Should we ask if it's console? Could be handheld.
I am gonna assume it's console, but yeah, we could ask.
You can generally assume I'm not going to fuck with
Yeah.
you on that.
I have. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Yeah.
If it was
especially that
console, I wouldn't
generation.
have. If it was console, I would say something when you're asking like what console generation. You know what I mean?
Alright,
Like
word,
if it was a PC game.
So console, multi-platform. It's in a franchise.
Yes, it is.
Should we ask?
Should we go and try to figure out if it's a shooter or I think
It might be like a SOCOM or something whack.
yeah. Is this game a shooter?
It is not.
Okay. That eliminates a lot of games.
Not a shooter.
I mean, there was a lot of non-shooters back in the PS2.
Maybe like Xbox
A
original era.
platform, most likely.
Character
'cause that
action
was, they,
game, it
they
could be.
were huge.
Could be like a Devil May Cry type, like hack and slash. Should we ask?
Should we
what's
ask if
the-
it's a platform?
a platformer?
platformer?
No, that's because that's so vague.
At least we're gonna have an idea what it is. Dude. I mean,
I mean, how many platformers?
it's gonna
were
be
there
that
even?
or. I mean, 3D platforming. I mean, that's still platforming.
Well, let's see. Was it Should we ask? Was it Japanese published?
Yeah, let's go for that.
Was it
For most of the
Japanese
games.
published?
It It was not.
Oh, okay.
It's an American published
Not
game.
shooter. Could be like a Star Wars game. Ooh, should we ask if it's connected to properties outside of video games? Because then
Yeah, why not? Fuck it.
is it connected like is there books?
It's a license game.
Yeah.
Retroactively, yes.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so they're made after it. That's what you mean by that?
That's still a lot. Jesus.
Oh, it could be like a Lara Croft game.
You should shoot.
A Tomb Raider. Was there that much shooting in the? I don't even know the Tomb Raider. I mean, like Tomb Raider
you had the
Anniversary. I think
pistols and-
Legends. I think was one of them. So it's not Japanese, so it still could be European.
Is the franchise still going now? Like alive?
Yes.
Oh.
Alright.
Okay.
Could be.
It has had a game recently. I don't remember exactly how recently, but it has had a game recently.
Ooh, that's a huge.
The franchise.
fucking help.
The franchise.
The
has.
franchise, I know. Franchise has.
This is going to be 10.
Should
The next
we-
question is gonna be 10. Okay.
Should we go for like genre of some? It's not a shooter. Sports? Should we ask sports?
If it was, no, we shouldn't. Because sports, it's fucking FIFA or.
I feel like sports
Madden.
games should be banned from game time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what sports game has had in a break and then come back again?
Should we ask if it's an RPG?
We can, yeah, whatever.
Is it an RP? Yeah, is it an RPG?
It is not. That is 10.
Should we ask this platformer? That's it. Why not?
Wait. They had is Shadow of Colossus like part of a franchise?
I wouldn't consider that.
No,
part of a
definitely
franchise.
not.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's tied in loosely, but it's
Okay, yeah, it was.
And that also
because you
wasn't
said it was
multi-platform,
kind of okay. True, I forgot about that.
Horror? Should we ask horror?
Horror. But what horror game has just came? Oh, well, Resident Evil. Plus, you're not shooting that much. I mean, you're still shooting,
I would consider Resident Evil
but it's
a shooter.
not.
Because the only one that came
should
out on
we ask-
PS2 was Resident Evil 4, right? So I would consider that a shooter.
Are we asking horror or RPG?
He said no to RPG. We could ask platformers.
You said no. I mean, that's what I asked fucking earlier. You said no.
Ooh, you want to go for ESRB? What was the rating?
Is that gonna help us?
I mean, it could be. We could then think kid-friendly games.
Let me confirm that if you're gonna do that, because it says rating pending on the picture. So let me get the actual ESRB.
Well, I mean, you want to do platform because
Is this a platformer?
It is not a platformer.
Okay, there you go. And limits a bunch of 3D and.
I got the Peggy 18 rating. Fuck, why can't I
it
find
doesn't say it on the wiki, on like the bar.
It
On
says
the-
rating pending on the
Oh, that's
box.
stupid.
Does it say? Oh, does it say in like the sidebar maybe?
Yeah. Not a platform, not a shooter, not an RPG.
It doesn't say on here, huh? It's weird.
Multi-platform.
And it is loosely based on actual license franchise. Like
Well, it said retroactively, so I think that means a book came out or a film came out or another.
Yes.
Medium came
what
out
Jeff is saying is correct.
afterwards.
Something came out after this game came out.
Okay, so it's So originally it was a game though.
Okay. Did you want to ask? I do have the.
Should we ask the rating?
Yes,
I was gonna think
ESRB
like
now.
tier up.
I don't know if it's gonna help you, but I'm just. I don't know if you want it.
Fine,
that's
fine,
not
fine.
gonna help us, but
No, forget that.
so I'm trying to think of stuff. If there was a game and then something else came out for it.
I mean, Mass Effect, Halo, but those are. No, that generation really have much of that?
There is
I mean,
one.
there was a bunch.
This game is gonna. You're gonna be mad if you don't get it.
Not a shooter. Should we ask if it was critically well received.
I'm sure it is.
Let's find genre, because that was an issue when you guys couldn't figure out Guitar Hero. So is it
Prince of Persia, one of those games?
Well, you asked platformer, I would consider.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
should I ask hack and slash beat 'em up?
Yeah, go for it.
Was it a hack and slash beat 'em up game?
It was not.
Oh, fuck
God
you.
damn, what the fuck is the game? Is it a racer then?
Oh. Yeah. Is it a racing game?
It is.
Oh shit.
Oh, thank God, Jesus.
Is
No,
it
no, no.
it'll only
I mean,
be what,
it's not Crash Team Racing just because.
Well, that was a
No,
PS1
fuck.
game.
PS2, not Jack, because there was no new Jack game recently,
It's Jack X Racing.
right?
Oh, it's
Remember
on
the
PS2,
game?
by the way.
Game?
Recent.
Oh, Need for Speed.
Oh,
One of the Need
yeah.
for Speeds.
Okay. Oh wow, and there was a movie. Okay, yeah, so it was Need for Speed.
Who made
EA.
EA? Is this an EA published game?
That was a wasted
It is?
question. Yeah, of course it was.
There you go. Okay, so
fuck, I don't know the difference between the.
I mean,
okay.
you have
So you
5
got
questions
Most
left.
Wanted.
Most Wanted. Undercover.
Undercover.
No,
yeah.
fuck. Oh, dude, these could all be early PS3, Xbox 360 games.
But it's a PS2 game.
I know, but I'm saying I think Undercover is.
Oh, I know. Most Wanted
Underground.
is PS2 for sure. I know that because I played a bunch of it.
There was a Hot Pursuit on the PS. No, I don't. I think that was just an early PC game.
No, I think Hot Pursuit 2 was on like multiple platforms.
Yo, hold the fucking phone. Okay, no, I was gonna say Burnout, but then Burnout doesn't have a movie. It's Need for Speed. What Need for Speed is it, huh?
Okay. It's Need for Speed. Fuck.
Did Most
What are you
Wanted have a
reading?
story?
Undercover, because there was like 3 undercovers, right? And
No,
I know
I think there was-
the first one.
I think there was 2 Hot Pursuits and then a remake of Hot. There was 2 Hot Pursuits on PS2 and then a remake of Hot Pursuit on PS3.
Then you have that Pro something it was called. Need for Speed Pro something. I forgot what the fuck it was called. You got, I think Carbon Fiber or something like that was called.
Carbon, I think was also. Damn, these could all be.
But that could be a.
I think
PS3
Most
game.
Wanted.
I think it's Most Wanted, the most common one in my opinion.
Does Most
It's that
Wanted-
or Underground. It's one of the two. But what did
Underground was the one with Lil Jon, right?
The cover had a gray car on it.
It did.
Nice.
That's
Most
15.
Wanted.
Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Bam.
It,
I
16
played that game so much.
questions, released in
Came
2005.
out.
Need for Speed Most Wanted, developed by EA Canada and published by Electronic Arts. It is the 9th installment in the Need for Speed series. The game features street racing-oriented gameplay with certain customization options for the Need for Speed from the Need for Speed Underground series. The game is succeeded by Need for Speed Carbon, which serves as a sequel to Most Wanted. So, good job, guys. 16 questions.
Yeah, man.
I
You really
got
had
some-
it.
We
at
got it in the
14, but
last
you
like
said
3
it first.
I
questions.
got up to make sure Most
I knew
Wanted
once you guys got to racing, you had it.
was in that generation because I have it on PSP over there. Need for Speed Most Wanted 510.
Yeah, I think there was
The
a
PS2
Hot Pursuit 1 and 2 on PS2, and then they remade Hot Pursuit, on
the
PS3.
Awesome. Great episode.
So,
Great
good
game,
job,
very
guys. Good job.
Congrats.
I thought we were screwed, dude. Honestly, until we got the racing.
Yeah, when you say racing, because it was a clutch.
All right, so that's going to do it for episode 53 of PS Best Friends. This is the time where we give our Patreon shout-outs for anyone that backs us at $2 or more on our Patreon.
Yeah, so you could do that at patreon.com/psbestfriends. You could find that website while I'm currently getting the patron list, just in case. The patrons are Jake Millar, Jack H. Thursey, and Nathaniel Hicks. Thank you guys for backing us, for supporting us.
Tell your
Y'all really
friends.
cool dudes. Yeah, tell your friends. Let us know. Let them know. We know about it.
For any questions, comments, and concerns, you can email us at psbestfriendspod@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Twitter at psbfpodcast. Also, please don't forget to subscribe. Give us a 5-star rating on your podcast app of choice, preferably iTunes, though, even if you don't listen on iTunes. That 5-star rating is going to get us a better chance of being higher up on the charts, which is going to get more listeners, which is going to get more people talking to each other in the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/psbestfriends. I hate the way that link is written out. And you can also join us in our Discord group. We actually really want you to join us in our Discord group. We've been kind of moving our personal conversations into the Discord, just general game talk and movie talk and stuff like that. We've kind of been trying to move over there to get more interaction with you guys. So hop in there and come hang out with us daily. We kind of talk about. You usually get like a preview of what's going to be on the episode and just kind of day-to-day kind of cool video game talk. So hop in that. That link is on Facebook, and I think it's also on our Twitter as well. So go check that out.
As well as the YouTube link if you're watching it.
Yep. And also lately we've been trying to stream a lot more to Facebook. So let us know what you think, what you want us to play. I have. Jeff did a little bit. So let us know what you want us to play. The overwhelming majority of you want us to play Fortnite, and I am just so fucking sick of Fortnite. But I'll play it if you guys want it, I guess. So let me know. But yeah, let us know what you think about that. Miguel, where can people find you?
They can find me at PlayStation Network at Dark Angel 1010.
You can find me at Mr. Brawl96 on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, and Brawl96 on PSN.
And you can find me on Twitter at Anthony Palm and on PSN, Xbox One, and Steam as the only X188. Thank you again for listening in. This has been PS Best Friends, episode 53, and we will catch you all next week.
Peace. Yo, Miguel, this fucking picture you posted to Patreon is super NSFW.
I think I posted that.
You posted it! Oh my god.